Lyric sounds come easy, and I try to make them pleasing. Behold me, I'm an instrumentalist. I can't spit raps, I'm no good at this. Taking one step and two steps back, that's all I know, so that's how I act. When something goes right and things pay off, I start to think twice about how I walk. I can stand here all day and talk the talk, but I know for a fact you shut the mic off. I'm rambling on, I don't think straight. I can't think twice about what I make, so the beat goes on if I make a mistake. That's alright, I'll do another take. Just come with me, we'll make it a date. I promise I'm not a fake. Follow me, and you will see all the things we can be together. Follow me, and you will see everything we can dream forever. We can dream forever. Yeah, I play guitar, but I don't really think that'll get me far. So I'm standing here, rapping this mic. My very first attempt, did I get it right? Looking back now, I'm not sure how it came to this. It's quite the shift. I played guitar in a metal band, and I was kinda sad to see that end. But now, I've got it figured out. Started to master my very own sound, and now I feel kinda proud. So when the chorus comes, you better scream loud. Follow me, and you will see all the things we can be together. Follow me, and you will see everything we can dream forever. We can dream forever. Looking back, I can finally see how long this has taken me, and I can finally see.
My name is Dee Dee Dusek,
And mine is Maddie Beats.
and we're here to talk a little bit about Owatonna Options.
Now, we titled this video We Are Options because really it's what it's about.
And we just wanted to go into a little bit about what Options is down here.
We wanted to educate the school, the community, and most of all the students who are considering about coming down here to option this or don't quite understand it. We wanted to show you guys who we are, and
We are Options.
if you had one word to describe the options program, what word would it be?
I would say opportunistic.
Be unique.
Innovative.
Imaginative.
Creating.
Passion. Mine.
Integrity.
Inspiring. Free.
Different.
Amazing.
Yours.
And we're fun to make the charts. We can go everywhere, see everything, be everything you've ever been, and then it'll all be okay. What do you say? Follow me, and you will see all the things.
Options is really a chance to not only explore what you are interested, but to also figure out what you're interested in.
It's a creative place for students to come. I think it's an inviting place where students can express themselves and really dig into their passions and what they're really interested in. And yet in doing that, they're learning all times of the day. It's not just the 8 to 2:30, and they're able to meet Minnesota state standards in ways that are of interest to them.
To me, I think that options is really about taking any boundaries out of school. A teacher doesn't decide what you learn. Options is about deciding what you are interested in.
Forever.
That this would be a more creative way to do school.
It sounded like you got a lot of freedom
out of it, and you got to really focus on what you wanted to learn.
One reason I joined Options is because I knew I could do a mentorship. I'm very interested in law enforcement to become a police officer.
I was able to create my own learning in the way that I want to learn, and that's why I joined, was for the freedom that Options allows you to have.
Inquiry. An inquiry is something that a student is curious to learn more about, and so they shape a project around a question or two questions or three questions that they have about that topic, and then they pursue them as vigorously as possible, and their project takes shape around those questions that they started out with.
How it started, how you guys worked together, what you learned.
He had the idea of building a wind tunnel.
And wait, can you kind of explain what a wind tunnel is, what you had to do to build it?
This is you, right?
A wind tunnel is a tunnel that's used to test aerodynamics of different vehicles that flow through either air or water. So boats, cars, missiles, airplanes, kites, anything that flows through a liquid, so air.
You guys work together?
Yeah, well, I guess Jeremy and I collaborated obviously in the engineering aspect, and then a little bit of the aviation. We've also worked with the University of Minnesota, Fluidine, which is a company that tests engines and engine pressure through wind tunnels. And then also Iowa State, and then a girl from Van Meter, Iowa, Holly, which does all of our computer drawings and stuff like that. So.
What do you think you learned from the wind tunnel project?
Teamwork.
Yeah, a lot of teamwork, a little bit of woodworking and math, and a little bit more in aerodynamics and business. Did a lot of business too, so.
A workshop is often interdisciplinary in nature. We believe that we're constantly juggling different subjects at the same time, and so we try not to isolate subjects, but rather bring them together. And so in the past we've done Hunger Games workshop, which was a merger between American Lit credit as well as political science credit, and so we examined political theory within the Hunger Games story, but then we also analyzed some of the literature components as well.
Can you explain what a mentorship is?
Okay, mentorship is where students are going out and working with an expert in the field in an area that the student has an interest in exploring. They are required to do a project that will benefit the mentor while enhancing their learning. And they also have completed an online portfolio, which I think is unique for the students at the high school, as well as a hard copy portfolio that they can use for filling out college application forms, scholarship forms, and they're just increasing their understanding of the professional world.
My mentorship is at the Brick Meager Funeral Home with Glenn Meager, and I'm doing mortuary science.
I've done 2 mentorships so far, one at Viracon and one at Itron in Waseca. And I've worked with 2 engineers, obviously. One was a manufacturing engineer, which was at Viracon, and the other was an electrical engineer.
Yeah, I mentored with a freelance photographer named Michael Connor.
I'm actually currently doing a 2-year mentorship at the Steele County Historical Society, and my mentors are Dan Mockley and Barry Adams.
One thing we try to do as often as possible is get students out of the building, the school building, and into the field or out on the road. And so sometimes that means taking students to the University of Minnesota or on a civil rights ride through the South. But we believe that those experiences when we cross borders are very powerful and potent, and so we try to create those experiences as much as we can.
time management and making sure you're doing the right stuff. I mean, I've kind of gotten distracted with my big projects, and it's hard to get back on task with like social studies and English because they aren't my favorite. So that's probably been the hardest part.
Probably staying focused on something. I mean, I'm down here pretty much all day, so there's days where it's just like I'd rather be working on this inquiry, but I have a due date on Friday, and I really want to, like, there's times when I really like the inquiry I'm doing and I just want to keep going on that one, but I have a workshop that has a due date, and that's obviously a challenge too, so just getting your priorities straight.
So would you say that Options has better prepared you for the future?
Definitely. Not just with the mentorships and the projects, but we've also been creating portfolios and just gaining a lot of networks. So I think it's definitely preparing you for the future.
Probably keep your passions in mind. Options gives you the chance to explore every little thing, even if you have 5 different things that you like to do. It gives you the chance to do all of those things, so just keep your passions in mind, I guess is what I would say.
Don't be afraid to try something new. Like, I never made a movie before, and then I ended up making like 5. Just kind of anything that you would want to do, anything that you would want to dabble in, try it here, because you can figure out that you really enjoy something, and it could possibly change how the rest of your life plays out.